if I traded it all, if I gave it.
So welcome back, everyone. We are live on Facebook still, and we are going to be sharing the show afterwards. I am excited, and this is going to be very interesting. I have with me Dr. Tom, and I hope I say it right, Incledon?
You got it.
I got it. And he is the Chief Scientist Officer and and I have to say it right,
Kazenta.
Kazenta, that's it. It's almost like Kazentite, but Kazenta. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'm a scientist. I got 23 years of college, world records in 5 sports, really cool guy. People come in, we have a lot of fun. They love what we do.
Well, but they love what you do because of what?
So we figured out a whole new way of treating the human instead of the label. And so when someone comes in, for example, with cancer, or Alzheimer's, or Parkinson's, or arthritis, we're fixing everything in their body. We're not just treating the diagnosis that they received. So they look good naked, and they have more energy than ever before. And by strange coincidence, they no longer have the same disease that they came in with.
Okay, so now I understand that you have a book that we're going to be talking about today, and I'd like to talk about it. What is the name of it, and what you were going to be doing as a giveaway, too?
So the name of the book is The Rainbow Diet Guide, and basically it summarizes all the research we've done for over 30 years right now about color in the diet, and people that eat the widest variety of food tend to be the healthiest and have the least incidence of different diseases. So we got it set up so anyone that calls in today can get, a copy of the book.
Okay, so what we're going to do is sort of talk a little bit about you. You specialize in a certain area, so I want to talk about that.
Yeah, so I specialize in measuring things inside the human body. It's very different. Most people think, like, I have a knee pain, I'm going to see a knee specialist. The problem with that is when they have an issue with their stomach and it's affecting the knee joint, they will never get better.
Okay.
And so what we figured out over 30 years ago is how to test human beings and how to leverage the information we receive to get them to the right treatment at the right time and make some just amazing, incredible impact. Examples would be we've had people come in that have been in wheelchairs for 4 months or longer, and we have them walking about 60 to 90 minutes. And to people that come with them, they think it's a miracle, but it's just science. It's just actually measuring details about the human being, so we're no longer guessing, but we actually know what to do to help that person.
Now, you're located in Scottsdale at Indian Bend and what is this road?
Hayden.
Hayden? Okay, at Hayden Road. And where people come to you, you said to me, Carol, they don't get a doctor in a coat.
Yeah.
They get, well, right today you're in a nice golf shirt, and you said that people in your whole entire building are all healthy and happy.
Yeah, everybody works out, and the one thing I'll say is, have you ever seen the movie Patch Adams with Robin Williams, and people are paying him with chickens and things like that? So I had a very young age, I grew up 2 standard deviations below poverty, so I knew what it's like to not have any money and struggle to survive, and I'm like, I want to do something to help people. It doesn't require them to be rich. But we can make impact. And so when people come in, the first thing they notice is really cool, positive energy vibe. No one's crying, everyone's laughing and having a good time. And they're just doing things they've never imagined in their life. So, for example, they may come in with back pain, and we have them playing golf in a few days, swinging a golf club without any issues at all.
Okay, so you do a free consultation. You have to tell me how you measure someone's scientific what in their body. What are you measuring?
Okay, so first thing we do a free consult to kind of get a sense of where their head's at. Most people read something online, they think they know what they need, and they're almost always wrong. Because Google is designed for marketing algorithms. It's not designed for optimal biology.
Dr. Google.
Yep. And Dr. Google is usually not right. But unfortunately, most people don't know that because they read it and they think it's the truth, and they don't understand the difference between marketing and biology. So we initially try to make sure they're a good fit for us and we're a good fit for them, because if someone comes in thinking they know the answer to their situation, but it's not going to work because you can't guess. You have to actually have some objective measures. And so the way we would test someone, we measure things in the urine, the saliva, the stool, their blood. We can measure any gene in the human body, any organism in the microbiome, any vitamin, mineral, amino acid, fatty acid, hormone. And we just uncover details that allow us to do very precise recommendations that most people would never, ever have a chance of getting exposed to.
Now, when I first talked to you, we talked a little bit about the cancer treatment, okay, and that people come to you for that as well?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what their disease might be, or do you also, is that your specialty?
No, I mean, I got a personal connection with people with cancer just because so many, from my babysitter as a little boy to many family members, I've seen a lot of people pass away from cancer. And I just thought the approach was just really stupid. That's done with standard of care medicine. The idea that someone could walk through the door and before you know the name, you already have their treatment figured out, that's just stupid to me. We don't allow stupidity in our environment at work. We actually figure out what someone needs and we make sure to get it.
Now, this book, okay, it's the Rainbow Diet Guide. Why is it so important?
Because most people read something, they follow a fad diet, and they don't really know if that what they're even doing is what's even going to help them. They don't understand the difference between food allergies and microbiome issues, and a recent finding that most of our biomass is not really human cells, it's actually organisms. So most people, when you know the old saying, you are what you eat, it's totally wrong. And so, but most people still operate on that stuff. So we did is we looked at research. We've had on over 100,000 people over 30 years, and we looked at, all right, what's the best way to help people get healthy? And doesn't matter your disease, doesn't matter your occupation, doesn't matter your gender or income, any of that stuff. And we put that information together to help people basically do stuff in a way that will get them very healthy very quickly.
So the diet itself, the Rainbow Diet Guide, tell us about it.
So it's going to have a table. It's going to have some categories. It's going to tell you what foods to eat to stabilize your blood sugar and to maximize the intake of dietary antioxidants that can reduce inflammation and reduce the likelihood that excess energy will go to fat weight.
So, okay, so not only is it for your weight, but it's for pain because you're going to reduce your inflammation. It also can help you with disease. Okay, so what's on the diet? What do we eat?
Lots of fruits and vegetables.
Is it meat okay or no? And does it have to be organic or what's the deal?
Well, so I guess when you say meat, that's pretty broad, right? So you have everything from beef to elk to venison to duck. You know, you have chicken. So it's not so simple as just meat, good or bad. The rough rule of thumb is any animal flesh product, whether it's fish to cow, if you overcook it, it's dangerous. So you can't overcook any meat because then you create different types of cancer-causing compounds. If you're worried about brain cancer, then you want to avoid like bacon, stuff like that, the stuff that really people really like the taste of. So the idea would be limited amounts of meat and a lot more of the colorful fruits and vegetables, things like purple, blue, red foods.
So that's thus the Rainbow Diet, right? Now, would you teach people how to cook it properly?
So the book itself is more about eating foods that have minimal processing. So one of the challenges with cooking something, we need to heat food to break down the cellulose because we don't have the cellulose enzyme to digest it. But you can't eat everything raw because then you can't break it down and get to the nutrients inside of the plant cells. So it's got to be sort of like minimal preparation or minimal processing.
Okay, so we're going to open up the lines to the audience if it's okay, and I'm going to let everyone and we're just going to give it to everybody. It's called the Rainbow Diet Guide. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You can check him out on his website. They do free consultations. It's Causenta. It's CAUSENTA.com. Their phone number direct, it's 480-883-7240. You can either call or text that, but we've got our lines open here. Get the book. Okay, vegetables and colorful ones, right? Including purple, you said. So again, our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, 1-866-536-1100, and everyone's going to get it. It's going to make you lose weight. It's going to make you lose, you said the inflammation. And what was the third one?
Well, it's going to dramatically increase antioxidants that can help with pain. It can reduce risk for different diseases.
So with pain, when somebody comes in and they say, I'm dealing with pain, how do you treat that?
So first I look at them, see what's going on. Usually there's some sort of compensation pattern, either in the brain or the movement. And depending on what we uncovered, and I would teach them exercises. So the idea is we're going to get you out of pain right now. We're not going to wait 6 months. We're not going to put you on any opioids or crazy drugs like that. And then we teach people how to get out of pain using movement. it's something that most people say no doctor ever showed them before.
Wow, that's really interesting. Again, we've got our lines open here for everyone to get. We've got this book. It's called The Rainbow Diet Guide. And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Do you work with world-class athletes? I have this down here really quickly. Did you want to just say anything about that?
I like working with people. It doesn't matter to me what their
So
occupation
it doesn't matter,
is.
exactly. Yeah, you know what? I like you, Doc. I don't know. There's something about you that I like. And you said that everybody that you work with, they all have smiles and they're all healthy. You said that too.
Yep.
Does it start? Do you give everyone this book? Does everyone need that book?
Well, it's helpful to have a common message or platform to work off of. Depending on what testing we do, we may give a more precise information as we work with them over time.
Is weight have a lot to do with their pain, with their inflammation?
Absolutely, yeah. The fatter you are, the more unhealthy you are.
So we've got our lines open here for everyone to get it. It's called the Rainbow Diet Guide. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We're going to be going to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk further. You got to check him out on his website. It's Causenta. It's CAUSENTA.com. It's 480-883-7240.
If I traded it all, if I gave it.
Welcome back, everyone. Dr. Tom, we're talking to Dr. Tom, and you're Chief Scientific Officer. What does that mean?
Well, that means that I get to do all kinds of crazy things to people and get paid.
But you not only get paid for it because and they're happy with you, because why?
Because we get them results they haven't experienced anywhere else. Just some of the outcomes we have, most people would say it's a miracle, and we're just saying, hey, it's just science.
So, okay, one of the things that I wanted to talk about is what your thoughts are about your patients and where you want to get them.
So I was a competitive athlete for almost 30 years, and so I don't compete for second place. So we're not interested in helping people just get by or be normal. We want people to be the best that they can be.
And so that's really important. How many people could say that they want to feel the best that they can be every day? And a lot of times people go to doctors and they don't get the answers that they're looking for. They can say they've been going and going and going. Now they're reaching for other avenues because they're not getting the help that they need. Why is that, Doc?
Because I think they're frustrated and disappointed. Right now the average person spends 8 to 15 minutes with their physician, and there's just no way you could figure out a complicated case in just a minimal amount of time. We spend maybe 4 to 20 hours with a patient. Quite a bit different.
Yeah, that is quite a bit different. Now, you're located in Scottsdale at Indian Bend and Hayden. You do free consultations. The website is Causenta. Why did you name it that? I had to ask.
Yeah, so many years ago, people had said to us we'd only docs that figured out the root cause of their issue. As I started looking at a single word, causenta is Latin for are caused by. So it's kind of like the equivalent of saying the root cause of.
Okay, so it's Causenta, CAUSENTA.com. You can call them direct or even text at 480-883-7240. I've got our lines open here for everyone to get the book. It's the Rainbow Diet Guide for people who are just tuning in from the break. Tell them what it's all about.
It's a book that's going to help you really optimize your health using your diet. So it's got a focus on a lot of colorful fruits and vegetables, and which set of colorful fruits and vegetables you should be eating to kind of stabilize your blood sugar, minimize pain, and control inflammation.
So we've got our lines open here. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. It is so true that we need to eat correctly, obviously. You can go and try and go to all these doctors and do all sorts of things, but if you're not putting in the right foods, you're not going to get healthy. You're really not. You might look a little bit better, feel a little bit better, but no, for a short time.
Yeah, I think most people look at nutrition as a way to look better naked, but they're not thinking about what's on the inside. And
but you did say you do want people to look better naked. That's for sure.
Because that's how they evaluate if it's working.
Right. Now, we've got our lines open here, and everyone's going to get it. It's called the Rainbow Diet Guide. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Okay, chronic pain. Not just pain, but chronic pain. How do you deal with that?
So someone comes in, they'd have an initial consult with one of our physicians, typically a naturopathic doc, and then they would wind up working with the physical therapist. They're going to look at their movement patterns and see how are they moving in a way that keeps creating stress within the body.
So you make people move no matter what. You want them moving.
Yeah,
right?
Without a doubt.
Okay, and what about rare, incurable illnesses?
So many things, so one, I don't know that I would accept that definition, and the reason is, how could you say there's no cure for something that you never actually attempted to fix? Right now, the way medicine is set up, everybody does the same thing that doesn't work and then says it's incurable. That's just not very scientific.
Okay, so, and you can work with anybody is what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, and you said that before we talked, when I originally talked to you, when we talked a little bit about cancer, lots of cancer patients come to you. What are your typical patients?
So, unfortunately, a lot of people wait till it's too late. So, they're in extreme pain, they're in a wheelchair, they're too weak to stand. At that point, they're stage 4 cancer, it's metastasized all over their body. And so what we do is we figure out how to eliminate all the cancer in their body to get them to a point it's called no evidence of disease. We figure out how to get them stronger so they could stand on their own. And we make sure they don't have any pain. So actually moving again is a pleasure, not a big deal.
Do your patients go for treatment, like for chemo and things like that, or do you try and do nothing like that?
So there are some cancers we don't need chemo or radiation, but I would say the majority of cancers, that's still a component that might be required because we haven't found something better yet. Mm-hmm. But the main point is, even we have people doing full dose chemo, full dose radiation, they're pain free at Cosenta.
So let's ask you this, okay? Mm-hmm. Diabetes, because it's prevalent, right? Obviously from what people eat. It starts with that, right? But, most of the time, right? Mm-hmm. So do you see a lot of patients with diabetes?
Yeah, we see people with all kinds of diabetic ulcers, retinopathy, neuropathy, nephropathy.
Can you help with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And so, again, how does it start? When they come to your office, what can they expect?
Free consult, then meeting with a physician. The physician's going to recommend some tests. The tests are going to tell us details of what we need to do to fix them.
Mm-hmm. So again, we've got our lines open here for everyone to get the Rainbow Diet Guide. And again, the guide, does it, like for some vegetables, you said you can't always eat them all raw. That's not always good. So does it tell you how to, what level of where to get them cooked correctly?
So there's all kinds of information in the book about food preparation, maybe food combining, things like that. Maybe some meals, meal plans, because people seem to love that stuff, like what to eat and when to eat it.
Right. You want to know that because it makes it easier. If it's in a book for some reason and we can see it in writing in black and white, we know what to eat. Yep. Otherwise, we can't figure it out. Right, Doc? Okay. So again, that book is called The Rainbow Diet Guide, and we've got our lines open here, and everyone's getting it. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Their website, Cosenta, CAUSENTA.com. People like these books. People want books. They love it. They're craving the information. They're craving to feel better. Okay? So, Doc, talk to them. Tell them what you would say to them if you had your own show.
If I had my own show, I would tell them, get the book, read it, then give us a call with a free consult, and then we can really help them maximize the information that's in the book and improve their health.
So with some of the people that you deal with, I mean, do you try and stay away from medication, or, because a lot of people, I'm just going to say it right to you, Doc, we think that we're becoming little drug pushers, you little doctors out there, because it is what it is. Do you try and stay away from that, or how does it work?
It depends on the medication.
I know in some places it's important. I understand that.
Yeah. So generally speaking, we try to minimize the use of drugs, only because long term there's other problems that develop. So for example, opioids is a common one. Originally no one complained about them, and now everybody's trying to get off them.
Right, but I know that there is a place even for that too. So again, but you want people to start from the inside, right? So go ahead.
Well, I was going to say we want people to learn how to use and move their body.
Okay, so when they come and you say movement and they're in there with you, do you have a gym? How do they do it? Are they running? Or they have to walk? What do you tell them to do?
So the way we have people exercise, we teach their brain how to map to their different body parts. So most people confuse whatever they're experiencing as part of the disease process, but really what's happening is lack of use, and they just don't know the difference between the two.
Okay, so I have a bad leg, right? I'm coming to you, and my leg is killing me. It's been killing me for years. Okay, and you're telling me that most likely it's because you haven't been probably moving it?
Yeah, so there's going to be a compensation pattern somewhere in the body, whether it's in the nervous system or biomechanically. We're going to take a look and figure out what's causing the compensation pattern.
Are you doing x-rays? What are we doing here?
So we have some electrical stimulation devices to test and see what does your nervous system say the priorities are. Then depending on what we find, we have magnetic fields, we have physical therapy, we have light therapy, and then we're going to basically try to get rid of the inflammation and get you moving in a more healthy fashion.
Well, it starts with what you eat, and people are loving that, okay? We've got our lines open here, and I'll let everyone keep on calling. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll-free it's 1-866-536-1100. The book is called The Rainbow Diet Guide, and obviously, okay, you can eat a little meat, but you got to be careful. You said don't overcook your meat.
Yeah.
And obviously there's lots of kinds of meats. I know that, but I'm just going to say meat right now. But a lot of people, there are some people out there that only eat their meat very well done. Not necessarily good, guys.
Yeah, definitely if it's like blackened, that's not a good thing.
Okay, and I've heard that it's not necessarily good to eat burnt things. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct.
I've heard a lot about that. So we're going to go keep on letting everyone call throughout the rest of the show here today, and I'm going to let you call for the next 5 minutes or so. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You can check him out on his website. It's Causenta, CAUSENTA.com. You can also call them direct. They do free consultations. The phone number is 480-883-7240. Keep on calling here. Get the book, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. What are your final words, doctor?
I just want everyone to feel happy and be healthier, and they could start by giving us a call and checking out the website.
And you know what? It starts with what you eat. So we're going to love everybody's going to want to try that and start being vegetarians in a way, right?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of health benefits to eating a lot of fruits and vegetables.
Absolutely. And the purple ones, too. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. It's Causenta.com.
If I trade